I've always agreed with the idea that people who do bad things usually don't even realize they are doing something bad. And a lot of time it's people close to us, the ones who've hurt us again and again, sometimes in the exact same way. Of course, we often react, we push back, we try to explain exactly how and why what they did hurt us. If they get it, if they are willing to face the fact they hurt us, they might apologize, maybe even beg for forgiveness. And when that happens, we have a choice, forgive or not. But sometimes, even after we've explained as clearly as we possibly can why they owe us an apology, they still insist they didn't do anything wrong. And in that case, not only will they never apologize, sometimes they'll keep doing things that hurt us even more. So, what do we do then? Funny enough, we still have the choice to forgive or not. I realize how powerful forgiveness because you grew up in an environment that didn't exactly give you the best foundation. But knowing that isn't enough, we also need to be willing to try to understand, but the timing was perfect. It was during a point when I had no idea what else to do. I'd already tried so hard to fight for my own justice and rights, but nothing was working. If I had found it during a time when I was still full of anger, still desperate to prove how much someone had made my life miserable to demand accountability, honestly, I probably wouldn't have even made it past the title without getting mad. This book, though, it changes how you see things. It makes you more aware of what's wrong, what, when, and how it happened, but at the same time, it leaves you with no one to blame. Because in the end, it's about taking responsibility for ourselves. No matter how you grew up, no matter what happened to us, at some point, as adults, we need to take responsibility for our own lives. And that takes courage. It takes the willingness to look back, to see how we and the people around us interacted in the past, to connect the dots, to see where the mistakes came from, how they developed, and how they shaped the person we are today. Of course, it's not easy. And you might cycle through all 5 stages of grief over and over. You need time to process it. And in moments like that, I think it's okay to lean more to emotional coping strategies instead of jumping straight to the problem solving. It's okay to take a step back from that environment, be alone, journal, talk to someone you trust, pray if you're religious. The point is, you're not avoiding the problem. You're gathering the strength to face this. If I think of my relationship with the people who have hurt me like 2 safety pins hooked together, like this, me pulling one way and then the other way, my goal has always been either for them to come away or for them to unhook themselves from me. I used to think those were the only 2 options, but I forgot that I can unhook myself. I can release that connection and move forward. Remember that forgiving is not the same as forgetting. Yeah, there are moments that hurt so much that I only remember the pain, not the details of the event. And there are things I do remember very clearly, things people did that hurt me deeply. They don't feel they owe me an apology, so they'll never ask for forgiveness, but I still have the power to give it, even if they never ask. You no longer owe me anything. I think that's why the words forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us started to hit me differently, because it's not as easy as it sounds at all. And then I thought about Jesus, how he forgave those who crucified him. He forgave people who never asked for it, people who didn't even realize they needed it. The most powerful thing about this, about the forgiveness, is you can do it silently, you can do it whenever you want. You can do it even if the other person refuses it or begs you not to forgive them. Forgiving doesn't mean your enemy wins, it means you free yourself from them. Of course, as a believer, I know that I cannot do this on my own. I need God's help to use this weapon right. I don't know why I've been reminded of this again, right when I've been wanting everything to just end. If this is the Holy Spirit who pulling me back from giving up, then thank you. Now my prayer is to have the strength to actually do this thing that I know is right, to forgive. Because it feels like God's already given the answer. to all these heavy, unsolvable problems by freeing myself through forgiveness. I hope I and maybe all of us can truly do it, because I know it's hard. It takes time, it takes faith. So when someone asks someday how we heal from our deepest wounds, I hope we'll be able to answer with one word that still feels unfair and impossible for now: forgiveness. God bless.